What up, everybody? Lyric the Gamer here, back with another video, and we got Indomitable Spirit. Thank God it's finally in English and I can finally read it. But let's get into it. Let me know y'all thoughts. What do y'all think about the patches? Well, Garchomp, and man, this is the one that's gonna get me. But I think Garchomp is gonna be the beast of the entire patch, as well as Ceruledge. We have HP 3050 to 7750, going up to 3300 to 8150. Oh man, it's gonna be a beast for this one. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to deal with this, because I'm a defender main. Defense 90 to 40, 72, 98 to 520. Special defense 67 to 367, going up to 86, 410 and 410. Critical hit rate level 5% to 7.5%. Critical hit rate at level 9, 10% to 15%. It's a slight increase for the level 5, but Jesus, this is gonna be damage record in level 9. There were many situations where Garchomp would have its HP whittled down and be knocked out by long range attacks before it could reach opposing Pokemon. Its durability and critical hit rate after leveling up have been increased to make it easier to close the distance and pose a greater threat once close. I'm not knocking it, but for the elites, it might be a damage. It might take a lot of people might take a lot of heat from this Pokemon, especially with his the rapid fire scarf. It's gonna be insane. Ceruledge ability, weak armor, continuous damage, 33% increase. Man, I'm fishy about this one. Phantom Force, cooldown 10 to 9 seconds, 8% damage increase. Bitter Blade, 10% damage increase. Although Ceruledge could handle sustained combat as an all-rounder, its lack of damage output often made it difficult to finish off opponents, limiting its effectiveness. Its overall damage capabilities have been strengthened. I'm kind of fishy about this one too, with its continuous damage and the Bitter Blade increase. I could have said 5%, but we'll see how everything grows. Tinkaton. Now, Tinkaton has been leading the buff for a while, even though it is, in my opinion, kind of still good. But I don't know. Let's see. Boosted attack, recovery amount 20% increase. Ice Hammer damage 25% increase. That's gonna be insane. Slow effect on opponent change from 50% flat to 70%, decaying by 10% every 0.5 seconds. Smackdown movement speed increase on self 50% to 30%. Cooldown 6.5 to 6 seconds. I actually want to try this out. I really thought, because I honestly thought Tinkaton was going to be a defender, but I actually want to try this out and see what happens. Unite move, Kiss Bliss Kaboom. Damage 8% increase. Even after foraging its hammer, Tinkaton remained difficult to hit opponents with moves, making it hard to perform well. In the late game, the usability of its move has been improved overall, and the damage of Ice Hammer and its Unite move have been increased. Tinkaton should now be able to perform well from the mid-game onwards if played skillfully. I actually still want to learn Tinkaton, so I'm gonna probably spend some time working on Tinkaton for the next couple of months. We're gonna see what happens. Trevenant, my boy. Wood Hammer, cooldown 9 to 8 seconds, damage 10% increase. Fair. By reducing the cooldown, increasing The damage of Woodhammer Trevenant's ability as a defender to protect allies from enemy attacks have been strengthened. Fair. This is, I'm skeptical. Darkrai. Dark Void, cooldown 6 to 5 seconds. I'm skeptical. Nasty Plot. 15% increase. Damage increase. This is gonna be wow. And didn't Darkrai literally already get a buff before it got a nerf? Man, this is crazy. It literally had a freaking battle pass not that long ago. Shadow Claw, damage during Dark Pulse, 10% increase. Unite move, Word Nightmare, required energy 100,000 going down to 90,000. So it's gonna get its Unite move a little faster. Following the previous balance adjustment, including the difficulty of putting opponents to sleep, Darkrai became hard to use for anyone other than expert players. What? Darkrai became hard to use for anyone other than expert players. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Adjustment have been made to make it easier for trainers other than experts to deal damage. I mean, it's expert players for a reason, right? I mean, some people are not good at playing it with Darkrai, some people are. I'm not. I can actually admit I'm not that well playing with Darkrai. Psyduck, disable. Damage at 15% increase. Number of times it spreads to the same opponent 1 to 2 times. Okay. Psyduck cooldown 7.5 seconds to 6.5 seconds, and that's for Psychic. This is gonna be fun. Unite move, full power Psy-Yi-Yi, damage reduction effect 25% to 30%. Okay. Psyduck hindrance capability against opponents was weak in the current environment, leading to continued underperformance. Its hindrance capabilities against opponents have been strengthened overall. That's cool. Okay. I'm kind of skeptical, but I think that's pretty fair. Charizard, Flamethrower, damage 12% increase. Why? 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 That, oh god damn, I don't like it. I don't really like Charizard like that. Unite move, Seismic Slam, flight duration 8 seconds to 10 seconds. To emphasize Charizard's characteristic sustained combat capability, its ability to deal damage from a distance and the duration of the buff effect after its Unite move have been strengthened. But the Flamethrower though, no. Glory Rapidash, Dazzling Gleam damage 7.5% increase. Agility, movement speed increase 5% to 80% increase, going to 20% to 80% increase. I'm saying it's fair. As in Speedster, Galarian Rapidash's damage output was insufficient, and that's true. And the long vulnerability window before it's reaching maximum speed made it difficult to perform well. The initial movement speed boosts immediately after using agility, and its damage capabilities have been increased. Now, first and foremost, I want to actually, before I get to the rest of this, I want to actually, you know what? I'll explain afterwards. Comfy, Flora Healing. Comfy is already a threat. Floral Healing recovery amount 6% to 14%. It's cooldown. Magical lead 10 seconds to 9 seconds. I say that's fair. This one I'm skeptical. Comfy's healing for allies and hindrance capability against opponents were weak in the current environment. To better assist allies who excel at sustained combat and allow comfort to perform better, floral healing recovery has been increased and magical leaves cooldown has been reduced. Well, we're gonna see what happens with comfy fucking Garchomp combo. Zacian, Unite Move, Serene Sword. Effect change, unstoppable to hindrance resistant. The ability to time its Unite move from a safe, unstoppable state to deal massive damage and secure important wild Pokemon was too strong. Okay. The unstoppable effect during its Unite move have been changed to hindrance resistance. I'm gonna say it's kind of fair, and I agree. I've dealt with players like that. They do have players that usually gun for me at this situation. Not expected, but it's fair. Now this one, overheat, effect change, unstoppable to hindrance resistance. I'm kind of mid on this one. The ability to time overheat from a safe, unstoppable state to deal massive damage and secure important wild Pokemon was too strong. The unstoppable effect during overheat has been changed to hindrance resistance. This one, overheat was meant to be strong because it had to literally power up its move in order for it to be stronger. I don't know why they did this, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know y'all thoughts, because I'm kind of mid on this one. Mega Gyarados, ability Mold Breaker. Thank goodness. Attack increase off self 25% to 10%. Special defense and special defense increase on self 30% to 10%. Waterfall Mega cooldown reduction on hit 30% to 10%. Thank goodness. It was strengthened in both offense and durability after Mega Evolving, often leading to situations where it could wipe out the opposing team one-sidedly with no counterplay. That is of facts. The state boosts after Mega Evolving have been lowered so that it can be taken down if opponents focus their attacks. Additionally, since it could use Waterfall repeatedly after Mega Evolving, gaining high mobility and shields that make it difficult to counter, the cooldown reduction effect upon hitting waterfalls has been reduced. Thank goodness. I couldn't stand it. I don't even know why they even released Mega Gyarados. I would have went for Mega Ampharos or Mega Steelix over Mega Gyarados. Mega Charizard, why? Again, why is it a 12% flamethrower increase? Like, why? 12% damage increase? Why? Unite move, Seismic Slam, shield amount. On activation, 20% of max HP going to 10%. Movement speed increase on activation, 50% to 30%. Thank God. After using these Unite moves and Mega Evolve, Mega Charizard Y gained hindrance resistance, allowing it to attack while ignoring obstacles. Combined with the shield and movement speed boost, it was difficult for the opposing team to counter by focusing attacks. That's a fact. The buff effects upon activating the Unite move have been reduced to make it possible to counter with focused attacks. Thank goodness. Mewtwo X. Attack 10 to 540 going down to 190 to 520. Teleport. Damage increase effect 20% to 10%. Teleport plus damage increase effect 30% to 20%. Future Sight. Damage taken increase 20% to 10%. Cooldown 9 seconds to 10 seconds. I don't know about that. I'm kind of on a mid with this, on a like disagreement with the cooldown. But as far as the damage taken, all that, that's bad. That's fair. Future Sight, damage taken increased 30% to 20%. That is fair. Mewtwo's ability to deal burst damage had become higher than its sustained combat capability. Its overall damage capabilities have been reduced to allow it to function better as a balanced all-rounder. Oh, that's fair. It's fair, but the cooldown, nah. Glaceon, Icicle Spear cooldown 5 seconds to 6 seconds. I don't know. I'm mid on that one. The damage and decrease, necessary. I don't know why they even freaking buffed that. I don't even know why they decided to buff that in the first place. Glacial stage though, that one I'm kind of like, usually attackers have the fastest unite move. Like they get their unite move the quickest. So I'm kind of mid on this one. But let me know y'all thoughts, man. Glaceon damage output was cut above others attackers, and due to previous durability buffs, it could deal damage one-sidedly without being knocked out. That is a fact. To balance it with other attackers, Icicle Spear damage has been reduced, and the energy required for its unite move have been slightly increased. I don't know. I know Kate gonna be mad about that, but but this is the one. I can't believe they finally did this. Scissor, basic attack. Defense increase on boosted attacks 50 to 40%. Sword Dance, attack increase on Self 20 to 15%. That is fair. The defense increase when hitting multiple boosted attacks was high, making it too strong against Pokemon that rely on physical damage. The defense increase from boosted attacks and the attack increase from Sword Dance have been reduced. Vaporeon, yet again another nerf. Vaporeon Muddy Water, cooldown 8.5 seconds to 9 seconds. I'm mid. Damage 15% decrease. I think that's kind of maybe too high. Maybe. Damage for flip turn 15% decrease. Shield amount 15% decrease. I don't. I'm mid. I'm kind of mid on this one. We'll see. Possessing powerful hindrance and capability, damage output, and durability, Vaporeon's win rate has remained extremely high. While maintaining its hindrance capabilities as a defender, its damage against opponents and self-shielding effects have been reduced to balance it with other defenders. I say maybe. I mean, that sounds like a plus, but that cooldown I'm kind of disagreeing with. Latias, the Dragon Pulse cooldown 6 seconds to 6.5 seconds, recovery amount 10% decrease. Okay. Its ability to deal consistent damage due to high recovery and infinitely scaling damage was too strong. That is true. The cooldown and recovery amount of Dragon Pulse have been reduced. Latias is a damage dealer, like seriously. You wasn't expecting Latias to do so much damage, but man, it fucking did some stupid damage. Now, the following bugs have been fixed. Vaporeon stats would increase significantly at level 5 instead of upon evolving at level 4. Mega Lucario's close combat could still be used by Lucario even after Mega Evolution ended. The second hit of Darkrai Shadow Claw would not activate if Dark Pulse was used immediately after using Shadow Claw. That's weird. Darkrai, I never seen any one of these Darkrai's ones. Darkrai will warp to the Legend Pit in the center of the map when using Dark Pulse. Darkrai could attack 3 times with Dark Pulse. You know what? I want to actually give a, like, honestly, shout out to this patch. Honestly, I have a few disagreements on it, but overall, they did not use low win rate at this time, because a lot of stuff have nothing to do with low win rate. It has something to do with an ability issue of the player. And personally, my biggest plus in here is the Scizor nerf. Don't hate me, K, but the Glaceon nerf with the 8% damage decrease, that's a plus. Now, and my biggest gripes is the Charizard 12% damage increase. That shit is wild. Now, I'm still mid on this Blaziken one, but I'm actually understandable with the Zacian one. Other than that, when it comes to those, you know, the cooldown situations, I'm kind of iffy when it comes to a few of them. Honestly, I'm kind of iffy when it comes to a few of them, just a few of them. But let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe and hype the channel up. Until next time, peace.